Hello, my name is Tobias, and today we're going to look at the combination formula. So generally we have that a combination of n choose r, we put n factorial up here, and then we have r factorial times n minus r factorial. So let's see this formula used sometimes in our examples. So let's say example 1, the combination of 5 choose 3. So if we use the formula up here, we put 5 on n spot and r equals 3, so we say 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial times 5 minus 3 factorial. If we would like to calculate it, and this is just for putting into the formula so you could see how that's done, if we want to calculate it, we could write it out. So 5 factorial would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, 3 factorial would be 3 times 2 times 1, and 5 minus 3 equals 2 factorial, so that would be 2 times 1. And everything that equals, all the numbers that equal each other in the numerator and denominator, we can let them go, and we are left with the black numbers here. So 5 times 4 over 2 times 1, and that equals 20 divided by 2, and that equals 10. So if we had to choose 3 out of 5 elements, you could do it in 10 different ways. Example 2. This time we've got 14 choose 8. We have put it into our formula here, and if we would like to calculate it, we could write it out once again. So 14 factorial would be all of this up here, from 14 down to 1, and then we can write 8 factorial, that would be 8 and down to 1, and 14 minus 8 equals 6, so that would be 6 down to 1. Everything is multiplied, and once again I've color-coded the numbers that equal each other in the numerator and denominator, and we can let them go, and then we are left with everything else, the black numbers here. And if we would like to go further, we could see that maybe 5 times 2 equals 10 up here, and 12 equals 4 times 3, or 3 times 4. So we could do some extra work down here if we want to simplify this fraction. And then we're left with these numbers, which you can, of course, easily calculate on a calculator. So we're left with 3003 ways to choose 8 elements out of 14. That could be 8 students out of 14 students all in all, or 8 books out of 14, and this would be all the ways you could do that. And we've got example 3. So we've got a combination of 6 choose 0. So we put into the formula here. And if we would like to calculate it, we would just say that 0 factorial equals 1. We've got our special case. And 6 minus 0 equals 6. So that will be 6 factorial. And if we've got the same expression in the numerator and denominator, that would equal 1. So 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial equals 1. We don't have to write it out because we can see that it's the same. So if we would have to choose 0 elements out of 6 elements, we've got one way to do that. Also example 4, if we say the combination of 6 choose 6, we put into the formula here, we could calculate it. So 6 factorial, we just let b up there in the numerator, and 6 factorial down in the denominator, and 6 minus 6 equals 0, so that will be 0 factorial, which equals 1. So once again we are left with 6 factorial over 6 factorial, which equals 1. So you have one way of choosing 6 elements out of 6. So for example, if you would have to pick 6 students out of 6 students, you have one way of doing that. And that was it for the combination formula. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.